Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you some of my favorite books that I use to kind of learn some animal anatomy and just learning about new animals in general. I truly love encyclopedias and animal photograph books and stuff like that, so I'm going to show you guys my top 4 books that I use to study. So let's get on with the video. So first up, we have the National Audubon Society, The Sibley Guide to Birds. So I have actually been reading this book since I was a kid. I love learning about birds. So this is one of my favorite books because it's kind of like a field guide, but it just breaks down so many different species and their geographic locations. And it also is very, very detailed with the illustrations and the differences between males and females of the species. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite books, and I love learning about each species and why they differentiate from others. Give you guys just a little peek at some of the different ones. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite books, especially for studying birds and learning about birds and stuff. Getting to actually see the breakdowns of the different colorings and why they're like that is really educational, and I really appreciate that. So that's that one. Next, we have Bones, an inside look at the animal kingdom by Jules Howard, and then illustrated by Chervelle Fryer. So I can't get over the cover of this. It's just so stunning. It's like all embossed. It's so pretty. So immediately right off the bat, you open it and you get all of these beautiful bone illustrations of a ton of different animals. I got this book last year, I think, and the reason I got it was because I really wanted to educate myself more on animal anatomy and certain species, just so I can make sure I'm drawing them correctly. So here's the first page, just showing human skeleton, and then some skeletons of different primates, birds, amphibians, reptiles, etc. This one, it's not so much a scientific encyclopedia as more of just highlighting specific species and the differences between their skeletal structure and others. But so yeah, I just really like this one because it's so pretty and the illustrations are gorgeous. This one's more of just like a little fun one that I like. Next up is my ultimate favorite, and that is the Photo Arc by Joel Sartori. So I got this book, I think, 1.5 years, maybe 2 years ago, maybe less than that. But since then, it has been my ultimate favorite book to use to study animals and animal anatomy. It's not illustrated. These are all photos taken by Joel, and I can't say enough about this book. It's absolutely stunning. And if you don't know his work, he's a wonderful photographer, and his photos are absolutely amazing. So this is a pretty thick book. Basically his photographs are photographing every single animal species on the planet. So I think this is volume 1. But yeah, these photos, they're so gorgeous. And you get to see just like the little details, all these little feathers poking out. That's why it's like my favorite to use just for studying purposes, not using them for drawing things to sell, but just for studying, because it just really helps you get into the anatomy and the specifics of each species that you're studying. And the photos are just so clear and crisp and just stunning. But yeah, so here's a couple pages from the book. Some have white backgrounds, some have black backgrounds, but they're so pretty. No, this is definitely by far my favorite book to use to study animals and stuff. It's just absolutely beautiful. I can't remember how much each of them costs, but I will link them all in the description box below so you can see. But yeah, so this one is, again, called the Photo Arc, One Man's Quest to Document the World's Animals by Joel Sartori. Absolutely stunning book. Can't recommend this one enough. Next up, we have a encyclopedia that I got when I went to a zoo in Florida. This one is really, really cool. I've been using it for quite a lot of years. As you can tell, it's a little beat up, but like I take this camping and stuff like that to study. So this is the Firefly Encyclopedia of Animals, a comprehensive look at the world of animals with hundreds of superb illustrations. So this one is really cool because it doesn't cover every single animal or species, but it does cover a great majority, including those that aren't as widely known and why they operate the way they do. As you can see, I've highlighted all the ones that I want to do. I've gone through this book quite a few times. This is probably my first animal book that I've used for actually studying for drawing. But it talks about each species, where they live, what their habits are, sizes and stuff like that. So this is really fun. I don't know if I'd use this so much as... I wouldn't personally use it so much as for accurate descriptions because they are already illustrations. So they're not, you know, from life. But it is cool to see how this artist has rendered them. So here's a couple of pages through it. But it does just cover a large majority of animal species and some common ones, some not. So it can give you an idea of really like what animals you would like to draw. So I use it personally. So say I want to draw an Indian flying fox, because from here I'm like, wow, that looks really cool. So I will use the information from the book to look it up online, to look up actual photos of it, not necessarily drawing using this as a reference. So throughout the book, I've kind of highlighted little ones that I want to do, or animals that I hadn't heard of before. And this artist really just had a really fun time with all of these. Like, it would be so cool to illustrate an encyclopedia like this. They're all stunning, stunning works. So again, this one is the Firefly Encyclopedia of Animals, a comprehensive look at the world of animals with hundreds of superb illustrations. So again, here are my top 4 books that I use for studying animal anatomy and animal species. First up, as you might remember, we have The Sibley Guide to Birds by the National Audubon Society, which is written and illustrated by David Allen Sibley. So that's what I use for bird studies. And then we have Bones, an inside look at the animal kingdom, kind of breaking down the bone structures of major species and how they operate. And then we have the Photo Arc by Joel Sartori, which is a photo encyclopedia of many, many animal species that are absolutely stunning. And again, my top favorite out of all of them. And then finally, the Firefly Encyclopedia of Animals, which is more of a guide to different species, where they live, etc., etc. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I truly hope you enjoyed it. If you are looking for any of these books, or you want to snag any of them, I will leave all of them in the description box below so you can look them up for yourself and purchase them. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell to see more. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next week.